Today I'm making soup stock. It's pretty easy. Soup stocks are best when you work with a lot of leftover stuff that's still in pretty decent condition. You also want to save your bones from any type of meat that you have. And I just put them in the freezer, so that's really the best way to store them. Here I have soup stock that's made with a bunch of different things in it. The top, of course, you'll see some onions, a little bit of a zucchini that was actually frozen from before, and underneath it there are some carrots, although you can't see those really well. Let me just pull up a little spoon here and I'll show you what else I got. Now here you got a bunch of bones. This is a ham bone, which is going to make this stock really, really nice and smoky. And here you see this is a little bit of onion skin. And what's really nice about doing this with an onion skin is to, it flavors, or it doesn't really flavor, but it colors the stock, gives it a nice rich dark color. Here you see we've got some carrots. Here's our zucchini again, but we've also at the bottom got a few chicken bones, and I've always found this to be really, really nice for a basic stock. So there's really nothing fancy that's in here. We've got your carrots, we've got some potatoes in here too. I can't really find those right now, but you know, they do lend their flavor. And what I like to do every now and again is sort of squish them up a little bit so that the flavor of these particular vegetables, once they start to break down, goes into the broth really nicely. I'm going to let this cook for about an hour. Then I'm going to take off the heat, let it cool down, and then we'll strain it, and we should have our soup ready. You don't have to add salt and pepper if you don't want to. You can always add that later when you're making your soup or your stew or whatever. But this is just another example of how easy it is to put some of your own homemade ingredients together. And let me tell you, a soup stock that you make your own, there's just no difference between that, and there's no similarity. What am I talking about? Between that and any kind of commercial stock you get, even the organic kind. The other thing I should mention is, true to its soup nature, I've also put in a bay leaf. It's in there somewhere floating around and adding its flavor. So more later, we'll take a look at this when it's done. Well, here we are at step 2. We have boiled our soup stock for about an hour and a quarter. And as you can see, I've got a white colander over it. And I just used that colander to pour the stock from there, this big pot here, to this pot here, and you can see the nice rich brown color. What we're going to do now is we're going to refrigerate this stock overnight, and then we're going to defat it, and then we're going to store it. We have a split pea soup that is just bubbling away here. I made this with the ham bone stock I was showing you a little while ago. Let me back up so it doesn't cloud over this lens here. But I really wish that there was some way I could have you smell this dish. It has been the most wonderful. I just finished taking a shower. It's kind of in the evening, and the smell of peas and just the ham smokiness has just permeated the house, and it's absolutely intoxicating. It's an elixir. Here we have a very, very simple recipe. Some carrots, some onions, a pound of split peas, rinse them off first, dump them in, and then anywhere from 8 to 12 cups of the stock. And about 15 minutes before you're done, you can then add a little bit more ham. We've got a lot of ham left over, and I can guarantee you this is going to be some incredible meal. I'll post the recipe too. It's pretty easy and pretty intuitive. Bon appetit!